everyone, what's up? What's going on? So we're doing multiple things right now. Recording on Anchor and doing our live broadcast here. So I hope all of you are well, enjoying your stay at home. And the theme that I've been focusing on a lot the last several days, and I keep repeating it in my podcast, is how you are to be when you are home with your family. These are for those who have a family, wife, you have a husband, you have kids, and or even your parents living with you. Like, these things are very, very important to understand that while we're at home, there's going to be frustration, there's going to be anger, past resentment might come up, things that you decided about the other person that you decided to not even bother with or you overlook. Okay, those things are going to come up a lot. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's going on? So, at home, you are now 24 hours a day with your family. This is big. It's very big. So, there needs to be boundaries that you set for yourself, not that you set for everybody else. Because this is about your growth. This is about your sanity. When you are sane, that feeling, that presence will affect everybody else around you in time. It doesn't happen like ultra fast. It just happens, little bit by little bit. So we have to really set boundaries for ourselves. These boundaries are what? These boundaries are when you feel frustrated, stop what you're doing. When you feel like you're getting angry, stop what you're doing. When you feel like you're getting totally annoyed at the other person, stop what you're doing. Just stop. Why? You got to stop, because if you're feeling frustrated, most definitely the other person feels frustrated too. And if they are the same, you're going to share that fire. You're going to share that light of frustration with them, and it's going to burn bigger. And after it gets too big, you're not going to be able to stop it. You're going to end up hurting each other. So most of our frustration comes from not being acknowledged, not being treated like we are important enough to do what we feel we need to do, or not important enough to say and think the way we want to say and think. We need to be acknowledged, and sometimes just that feeling of not being acknowledged causes us to get angry. And then we lash out at the other person when it's really our own problem. Remember, everything that you're going to experience is always going to be your fault. Even if the other people do things when you're not doing anything wrong and they're doing things to antagonize you, your fault. Why? Because it is where you respond. That is where it becomes your fault, and that is when it becomes your fault. When you respond in a frustrated, annoying, angry, negative manner, that is your own doing, not someone else's doing. People can say anything they want to you. They can do whatever they want to you. However, how you respond is going to dictate the experience you're going to have. So let's keep it simple, and let's just keep it at home. Let's say you woke up at 6 in the morning, your alarm went off, nobody has to go to work, right? There's no reason to get up early, but you want to get up early. Your alarm goes off, be it your wife or your husband is like, oh my God, why is the alarm going off? What the hell are you doing? It's so early. And they already are frustrated from the day before, or anxious, and that led to their frustration. And now you are just getting up, so the first thing that you hear and your nervous system picks up is going to be their frustration. Then you're going to put in your perspective of that frustration, how you perceive that situation and what you think about that situation, and you're going to set the stage for the first few hours of your day because of that. That is all because of what some other person influenced you, and you accept it. So let's rewind. The alarm goes off, the other person wakes up, and they're saying, oh my God, it's so early, what the hell, I just want to go to sleep. And you already know how you want to live your life for that morning. So you tell yourself, they're not about to get up. They're not in this frame of mind where they want to wake up and give themselves some time for themselves to nourish themselves in the morning. That's fine. Or you can even keep it simple. They need more sleep. I'm just going to get up and do what I got to do. Sorry I woke you up. Right? How easy is that to do? Doesn't matter if you feel, well, they don't have to get up. They could just stay sleeping. I'm going to go do my thing. What the hell you're getting upset about? That's going to burn more. That's going to cause more frustration and more anger. So instead, just sit there and go, yeah, sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up. I forgot I had the alarm on, or I didn't realize the alarm was going to bother you. Sorry about that. And walk out and go back to your day. Go to your day. Simple. Or learn your sleep cycle. Go to sleep at 9:30. Go to sleep at 9:30 without the alarm. You shut the alarm off. Don't put an alarm, and you wake up whenever you wake up. And if you wake up at 5, you get up. If you wake up at 6, you get up. If you wake up at 7, get up. Just do that. The next day, you do it again, and I guarantee you'll wake up a little earlier, unless you go to sleep at 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and then you're going to end up waking up later. So you want to find your sleep cycle. What is the best time to go to sleep for yourself? And then what time does that equate for you to wake up in the morning? And that will allow you to find the balance in your body and in your mind. So you wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's still sleeping. They probably got an hour and a half before they decide they're going to wake up. And you go to get yourself freshened up, and then you go downstairs and you make your water, or you make your coffee or tea, whatever it is you love doing. And you set yourself a good morning. Someone wakes up, starts interrupting your whole flow in about 30 minutes that you've woken up, and maybe you're going to do meditation, maybe you can do yoga, maybe you can exercise, maybe you just want to sit with a cup of coffee or whatever it is you drink, read some of the news or whatever. Let's not even get to what the news means now. Let's just, whatever you're going to occupy. And now you're like, oh, they're interfering with my quiet morning time because I got up early and I wanted to have it for myself, and now my kids woke up. Ugh. And now you get that frustrated feeling like you don't have time for yourself because all day long you're with everybody. Wrong perspective. Why is that the wrong perspective? Because when you take that perspective, you're going to lash out on everyone else, when the problem is that you didn't just wake up earlier enough. If they're getting up a half hour after you the next morning, because you have a redo, right? It's like Groundhog Day now. Every day we get up to be with the same people every moment of every day. So it's like that movie Groundhog Day. So now you just go, you know what? Tomorrow morning's another morning. I'll wake up a half hour earlier than I did today. How do you do that? You go to sleep a half hour earlier than you did the night before. Now, that's just to get you in the right zone. Let's bring in some problems. Let's bring in some resentment. Let's bring in some anger. Let's bring in some greed and frustration in there. You wake up, everyone starts getting up now a half hour, 45 minutes after you've gotten up, and now they're hustling, bustling the house, make the breakfast, kids watching TV, making a mess in the house. Your wife is talking to you and is like, hey, hey, what's going on here? You know, like, you got up early, you're not helping do the breakfast, you're not helping this and that. And you could be like, well, I didn't sign up for that. And they'll start arguing, well, you got up and you started doing it, right? And you go tit for tat. Or maybe your husband woke up and now he's doing all this, and you're just like, I want some time to myself. And just switch the roles here and there. Totally cool. Now, understand, everyone has their own world, and they're going to live their world no matter who's around them. Most of the time, people expect everyone else to accommodate their world for them. Like, I'll use me as an example, not that it's true, I'm just using it. I decide, well, I wake up, I want my quiet. So everyone comes downstairs, I'm like, everyone, you gotta be quiet for the next half hour. I want them to accommodate for me when they have their own world to deal with. Okay? If you can acknowledge that everyone else has their own time frame for things, has their own perspective on how they're going to do things in their life in the house, you will actually have more control over the situation than you expected. You wake up, everyone starts hustling, bustling in the house, and you're just reading, you're like, oh, I really wanted time to read. Well, you can't always get what you want. I think that was a Rolling Stones song. Very good song. Anyway, you can't get what you want all the time, but you can make what you get work for you. And you make what you get work for you by, when they get up in the morning and everyone's doing their thing and you're trying to read nice and peacefully, right? Your peace isn't supposed to be from outside. Your peace is supposed to be from inside. Acknowledge everyone else has their thing, and they're running around doing their thing. Get up and go to another room. or sit there and build up concentration by trying to focus on what you're doing. And if you can't, and your attention's going left and right and all over the place while you're trying to read because of the madness in the house, that's your problem. That's not their problem for making noise. If I'm sitting up meditating about 6 o'clock in the morning and my son comes bouncing down the steps and he wants to show me his Pokemon game, I'm going to stop. Acknowledge. Yeah, that's awesome Pokemon, dude. All right, look, I'm going to be with you in a few moments. I just want to finish up my practice. He'll go sit down, keep the volume low, and I'll go finish my practice for 15, 20 more minutes. Big deal, it got interrupted. It only gets interrupted in a negative way when you feel that what has happened is taking away from you. Understand that you have a lot of time. And no matter what you're doing, if you nourish the seeds of negativity, or nourish the seeds of annoying, of frustration, of anxiety, stress, whatever, you're going to actually keep those things in your life. It truly doesn't matter how these things are going around in your house. Just simply acknowledge each other. Yes, I'm sitting and meditating, and I'll be with you in a few moments, or I'm reading my newspaper, I'm reading my book, or I'm reading the news, or I'm listening to this podcast, or whatever. I really want to check this out. Give me about a half hour, and then we'll do something, right? Or listen to your podcast while you make breakfast with everybody. Like, you gotta now understand that you can put all the worlds of everyone in your household together interdependently. And that basically means you have your idea, they have theirs, you work to keep yours going while you're helping them make theirs go. And they're there to work their own thing and work together with everyone else. That's called interdependence. I do my thing for the whole. My thing for me and for the whole. Okay? So if I wake up at 5 in the morning, my son follows at 45 minutes later, an hour later, and I'm in the midst of recording something or in the midst of doing some practice, I know I'm going to get interrupted. That's what's going to happen. So he comes down, gives the morning hugs, tells me what's on his mind for his video game or what he wants to do for the day. And I say, all right, good. Okay, go be occupied. Go do something. I'm going to finish up my practice, and I'll be with you in a few moments. Okay? Hey, what's up, everyone? Joining up here. Awesomeness. So, when you're home with everyone, you just have to acknowledge each other. And then appreciate the things that we can do with each other. Give an example today. My son had his homeschooling, 10 o'clock. My wife had hers at 11 o'clock. She's in college. I had from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. 10 to 12:30, 1 o'clock. All for me. So what I did was I recorded a whole bunch of meditation practices, edited them, and then posted them to Instagram and Twitter. That took me all 3 hours. Recorded, edited, which means put in words in there and make sure the lighting is right and all the blah, blah, blah. Edited, did all that, and still managed to make espresso. And my son came down at 12:30, and he had his occupying him for a little bit. And then we played some games. My wife finished at about 1 o'clock. We ordered pizza. We hung out, played for much of the afternoon. We exercised, we did stuff, and now I'm doing this podcast and live stream right now. So, we can find ways throughout the day to work with each other. If you have more than one kid, you have a lot more to do, but you have a lot more to manage. So understand that you will get interrupted by each other, and just take that deep breath and be like, they're trying their best. Everyone has a point. Everyone's important thing is important to them. Might not be important to me. Doesn't mean I have to say, well, that's not important right now. I got to focus on this. No. That just feels more. Simply acknowledge if they have something that's important to them. Be it a video game, be it the art that they drew, be it the nice food that they just made. Okay? And that's what you work with. Like, oh, that's really cool, man. All right, I'll be right with you in a moment. Let me finish this. Easy peasy. But what happens when resentment comes into the game here? What do you guys think about that? Resentment. When you just did not pay attention to the other person's faults, what you consider their faults. This is the things that you dislike about the other person. Your significant other, your wife, your husband, whatever. and you just overlooked it for so many years, but now you have to see it every single day, and now that's the thing that's in your face. What do you do with that? Simple. That's your fault. You pat yourself on the back. You had the strength, the perseverance to see it through all these years and just overlook it. You can do it now. Because if you're willing to overlook it all those years, just take another month to do it again. It's not going to hurt you. Okay? But you have to ask yourself a question. Why did I overlook these things? What was I insecure about all these years? What was I not really accepting in myself all those years? See, that's the big problem. When you resent or when you just dislike another person's characteristics and you overlooked it for a long time, that's because you felt some insecurity. You didn't want to lose that person. You wanted to feel accepted. You wanted to feel important to somebody. But you got to feel important to you. So now is that time. You can kill resentment by finding the importance in you. Well, I might not like this other person's characteristics. I don't like their humor. I didn't realize how crazy they were. They do these things, or they have these small little things that they do all day long that's just annoying. Okay, that's your problem. That's not their problem. They're fine with it. They're fine with it. You have to now deal with how you're going to fix that issue with you. Okay? Acknowledge their good points, and then start reframing your reaction with these people. Just reframe with them. Oh, they chew with their mouth open. I never noticed that they chew with their mouth open, and it drives me crazy. It does. It drives me crazy. So what do? Take a deep breath. Don't even mention it. Can you chew with your mouth closed, please? Because they might freak out about that. Some people take really strong offense to that thing, and that drives me nuts. But anyway, just sit there and go, all right, it's music, and just try to bear it, because that's a characteristic of a person. It's really hard to change. You know? Hey, everyone up there, what's up? So we just have to acknowledge and appreciate each other, and we can start taking away frustration that we have with each other. You know? This is just about being home with everyone all day long. How do you find the time to be with yourself for a little bit? How do you find the time to pay attention to everyone else? How do you acknowledge everyone without taking away from you? And the thing is that everyone's around you, who's around you, is around you because of you. You created that environment, of course with their help, but you created that environment. So it allows you to now take responsibility 100% and not get angry with them, because that's really slapping yourself in the face. You know? It's really doing that to yourself. Whew, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? I think my podcast that I'm trying to record just got disconnected. Oh no, it's still recording. That's awesome. Because my phone locked up and I didn't know it was still recording. So funny. So anyway, I did say a mouthful today. I wish you all the best. Wish you all find acknowledgement for each other, appreciate each other, but most importantly, appreciate yourself. Because if you're not appreciating you, you're not actually going to be happy. There's so much that you are capable of doing, and there's so much that you can help everyone else do by sheer example of doing you, doing what is for you. Keep a routine. Build credibility with yourself through that routine, and everyone else around you will see that you're sticking to it. Even if it's something you never did before, just stick with it. They'll start going, oh, he's changing. Oh, she's changing. Oh, that's pretty interesting. And they'll leave you alone. When people see you're serious about something, they either make fun of you and bother you about it, or they leave you alone. If they bother you about it, just see it as temperament. See it as temperance. Like you're learning how to keep yourself focused, because it's not for anyone else to appreciate, it's for you to appreciate. That's what's so much important here. So when you're home with everybody, acknowledgement and appreciation. Frustration arises, just take a breath. Everyone's doing the best they can. Accommodate. Be true to yourself by doing what you need to do for you to make you happy and build yourself stronger, but accommodate. Work with each other. When you work with each other, you find yourselves much happier. You might fall in love again with the person you're with. You might find even greater joy with your children, So I see a lot of memes and posts going around now on Facebook about how people are going crazy with their kids in the house all day long and their spouses, and it's driving them nuts. Like, whoa. I've been with my wife for 8 years. My son's going to be 9 years. And we've been together pretty much every day of our lives. Meaning we've been around each other all day to night. My work in schools, teaching in China or lecturing in China, teaching here in New York and Pennsylvania or Staten Island. But we've been together like most of the day. Like my schools, my centers, I had back rooms and home where I could live in and have a center in the middle of it all where I can teach people. So I had my coaching and ongoing classes and Tai Chi meditation classes and clinics and all that, but we were together all the time. So it takes a lot to hold back. And it takes a lot to share what you're holding back and grow with it and become stronger together. So we really understand what's most important to us and we try to help each other get those things. Anyway, I wish you all the best. Those on Instagram, thank you so much for jumping in and just saying hi. Really happy about that. Hopefully next time we have more interaction. And I do want to talk about like what is really a problem that most people are facing while they're home. Anyway, be well, have fun, stay safe, peace. Oh wait, I almost forgot. My email, Eric, E-R-I-K, at awaken24.com. That's numbers 24. Awaken24.wordpress.com. That is our blog place. And you can find more info about me there. Thank you so much for joining in today. And it is raining in my backyard and I'm getting soaked. Oh, and those who can see, yes, I did get a haircut in my bathroom. I did it myself. Needs a little trimming. But, yes. When times get tough, you must adapt. Be well. Peace.